We are now up to 31 counts guilty out of 34. 32 guilty, also coming in from inside the courtroom. Our producers now saying 33 and 34. They're saying guilty on all 34 charges.
Will the US elect a convicted felon? I mean, Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, he has just been convicted of 34 count felony charges in hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. And his sentencing, which carries the potential of jail time, will take place sometime in July. But what does it mean for Trump's second bid to the White House? What are the legal implications of his status as a felon? How are voters going to perceive him going forward? Does this hurt or improve his chances at the White House? And these are so many burning questions that need urgent answers. But from what I've seen so far, his conviction doesn't affect his ability to contest for the presidency and to be elected. And as an outsider to the US, I find that a bit strange that a convict could still run for office. And as expected, there's been a lot of reactions to the verdict, especially on Twitter. Many are predicting that this move will get Trump reelected, and many are outraged, and many more are celebrating it as a victory for democracy. Now, Wasp touting and Coulter, she had this comment on Twitter when she said, "These idiot liberals may have just gotten Trump elected." Now, it's hard to tell whether she's happy or sad about that. Is she happy that Trump is going to get elected, or is she not? I don't know. Now, many others have said that this specific move will make them vote for Trump in the coming elections, even though they wouldn't have voted for him before now. I think Nick Freitas said, "Well, Democrats, congratulations. I didn't start out as a Trump fan. I supported Rand Paul in the primary in 2016. But now I will enthusiastically campaign, donate, and vote for Donald Trump." For me, in 2016, I started out as a Trump fan. I remember being so excited when Trump was first elected, getting the news on my way to work. I remember excitedly calling my father to inform him of Trump's victory, because we had been having conversations on whether Trump could actually win that election. Now, despite not being an American, I was emotionally invested in the American election, and I followed it keenly, mostly because of Trump. In the same vein, I fell sick when Trump lost in 2020, and for months I believed that the election was truly stolen. But all that changed when Trump couldn't produce credible evidence of widespread fraud backing his claim that the election was stolen. And then January 6th happened, right? Before January 6th, I was just praying that this guy, you know what? Yeah, even if this election is stolen, just hand over power quietly, go away, and then try to rerun again. But he didn't do all of that. He whipped up so many sentiments that led to the tragedy of January 7th. And at that moment, everything changed for me. Trump wasn't Teflon. His loss to an almost comatose Biden revealed just how weak of a candidate he was. And consequently, his once brash personality that I found very refreshing became very distasteful, irksome, and repetitive. Now, back to the current convictions. Many more have expressed their loss of confidence in the judicial process in America, saying that the case is a political witch hunt. For example, failed Republican candidate Ron DeSanctimonious, as Trump loves to call him, tweeted that today's verdict represents the culmination of a legal process that has been bent to the political will of the actors involved, a leftist prosecutor, a partisan judge, and a jury reflective of one of the most liberal enclaves in America, all in an effort to get Donald Trump. Even the kid who got famous from killing people, he also tweeted, he said, "Today is a miscarriage of justice. Donald Trump should not have been found guilty." From all appearances, the trial does seem to have been politically motivated. But to me, that is secondary. The primary question, or the most important question, is, did Donald Trump commit the crimes he's been convicted for? And do those crimes carry the penalty of a felony conviction? If the answer to those two questions is in the affirmative, then I have no problem with the conviction despite the political motivations behind the case. Do not give your enemies legitimate tools to use against you. I mean, these were the same people who were shouting "lock her up" in 2016, right? My only worry would be if Trump is being found guilty when he's truly innocent. Now, that would be a miscarriage of justice, and I hate injustice. But if Trump knowingly committed those crimes, then the political motivation behind bringing the case against him is unnecessary. Nobody should be above the law, whether they are an ex-president or a janitor. In fact, such measures should even be more stringent for politicians than they should be for lay people. Now, for those who intend to vote for Donald Trump because of this conviction, I ask, what sort of precedent are you setting? I mean, if the most compelling reason to vote for a candidate is that they are being witch hunted by the political process, that's not good enough. But I understand the sentiment. I mean, a desire to fight back against the system you think is unfair. If I were American, I'd probably be outraged at the politicization of the justice system. But that would not be enough reason for me to want to vote for Trump. No, there has to be a lot more compelling reasons. But Americans would have to make their choice in November, and I shudder to think that they might just elect a felon to the White House, which is crazy.